All right, hockey fans, buckle up. Today we're diving into the world of Jakub Voráček, a name that lights up the faces of Philadelphia Flyers fans and commands respect across the NHL. The guy was a playmaking wizard and a right winger with vision so sharp, it's like he's got eyes in the back of his head. But lately, he's been making headlines not for his passes, but for his wild social media interaction. We're going to break down this interaction, some of his career and legacy, and we're going to it's peak off season when we're talking about exchanges on X. So keep it here. Born in Kladno, Czech Republic, Jakub Voráček burst onto the NHL scene in 2008 with the Columbus Blue Jackets. Voracek was a dynamo from day one. Think pinpoint passes, jaw-dropping playmaking, and a knack for creating scoring chances out of nothing. In 2011, he landed with the Philadelphia Flyers, and that's where he became a legend. Over a decade in the NHL, he racked up over 600 points, cementing himself as one of the league's top assist men. But it's not just about the numbers. Voracek's game is about resilience. He's adapted to every role from setting up top-line stars to stepping up in clutch moments. He was the heartbeat of Philly's offense for years. Voracek wasn't just a player, though. He was a personality. On the ice, all business, threading passes through defenders like a video game. Off the ice, he's just as captivating. And recently, he's proved it in a way that no one saw coming. We're going to talk about the X exchange that turned heads, raised eyebrows, and had fans grabbing their popcorn. You see, this all started with the tweet from Philadelphia media personality Al Morganti. Al was feeling nostalgic and must have been thinking about Voracek while watching Wimbledon. Morganti tweeted jokingly, thought he would be winning Wimbledon by now, a nod to Jake and his love for tennis. Classic chirp, right? But then a fan with the handle of John Aficionado jumped in. He would have, but every time he received serve, he would run to the net, spin in a circle, and lose the ball. Man, that takes balls. And Voracek fired back with a reply that had jaws on the floor. Boom, straight to the point, no filter. The internet lost it. This wasn't your typical athlete response. This was raw, real, and so Jake Voracek. But John Aficionado wasn't fazed. He clapped back, saying the funniest part of this is that's your move. Cross blue line, wheel, lose puck to defender, repeat next shift. Voracek wasn't done either. He would counter. He dropped a link to a highlight reel of his and Claude Giroux's goals from the 2014-15 season. Like, hey, remember who I am. Just a subtle flex, Jake, subtle flex. John Aficionado kept coming back. I watched almost every game you played in Orange and Black, bud. I know your highlights. I also know that you got Kronwald doing exactly what I said you did. And for those who don't know, getting Kronwald means you get absolutely leveled by Detroit legend Nicholas Kronwall. Savage. That's really savage. But Voracek still has humor for days. He replied, I got hit by Kronwall doing completely different stuff that you just described. But sure, you're right. Sarcastic. As you can see, Aficionado replies, I was there, Jake. There's no way you remember that. And look, Voracek, I think, he's starting to come after him a little bit at this point. Maybe if I had a goatee like you, I wouldn't get hit. Not sure what that means. But, anytime you're going to chirp on someone's looks, A for effort. And then it just kind of gets a little bit pathetic here from John Aficionado. You definitely would have scored more on and off the ice if you look like me. Also, if you didn't spit so much when you talk, you sound like Mushmouth from Fat Albert. I don't know who that is, but definitely not the best chirps you're going to see out there. Things are getting a little personal, though, as you can see. And it didn't stop there, as Voracek quote tweets with a bunch of laugh emojis there. And he would quote tweet. John Aficionado ends up commenting there, no more cute insults. At least you got to live out your childhood dream of being complete garbage. So you could see that he's just getting personal there. It seemed like Voracek was maybe done, and Aficionado kind of kept poking the bear. So let's see where else this goes here. For me, this is where Voracek drops the mic. So he takes the bait here and quote tweets Aficionado with, I just dislike low IQ Neanderthals that are 5 feet tall being brave on social media. My skin is thick enough to carry me in the show for 15 years. Very true. Not my fault you had a gig in the Hills Have Eyes movies. Are you kidding me with that? Like, I would be just done after that. All right, like, you got me. Let him have this one. It's not looking good for Aficionado at this point. Like, that was a haymaker. You're up against the ropes now. No one's on your side here. Let's see what happens next. As you can see, it looks like Voracek quote tweeted him again. Somebody's getting tight under pressure. I guess there wasn't a response there from John Aficionado. And then this would be followed up with one more quote tweet from Jake Voracek after Aficionado. You could see their team Sealski for life. Oof, that's rough. That's really rough. And then you could see Voracek here with the ha ha ha. Go ahead and text Mike to play. I don't know what that means. Patang. And I can't finish the rest of that. But yeah. So, oof. This exchange, a masterclass in social media chaos. It was raw. It was unfiltered, but it was human. Voracek and this fan, or so-called fan, went toe-to-toe, blending humor, insults, and straight-up passion for hockey or chirping or trolling. It's a peek behind the curtain somewhat for players that aren't just icons on a screen. They're real people navigating a world where fans can hit them up directly. And Jake, look, he's not afraid to dish it out or take it. And that's what makes him such a compelling figure on and off the ice. Look, let's zoom out for a second here. The X exchange was just one-off thing with Jakub Voráček. And, this is a guy who's been a cornerstone for the Flyers for, so many years here. He was a leader who's weathered with injuries, trades, and the grind of a 15-year NHL career. His vision on the ice, no-look passes, clutch setups, all made him a fan favorite. But it's his resilience that stands out. Whether he was adapting to a new role or just clapping back at a fan here, Voracek brings the same fire. And that's why I think Philly loved him and continues to love him, even if we were all blocked. This social media showdown kind of showed us something else. Today's world, the line between athletes and fans is thinner than ever. And social media like X lets players like Voracek engage directly, sometimes with a smile, sometimes with a jab. It can get messy. It's real, and yeah, it can be entertaining as long as you're not involved. But it also raises questions. Where's the line between fun banter and crossing into personal attacks? Should athletes clap back or stay above the fray? Let me know what you guys think in the comments here. Do you like what Voracek did? Are you impressed? Do you just wish that he wouldn't answer and kind of take the high road instead of responding to trolls here? Love him or hate him, Voracek's legacy isn't just his 600-plus points or his stick moves on the ice. It's his personality. Bold, unapologetic, and always ready for a fight, whether it's on the rink or on X. And this exchange, yeah, it was wild. It was an uncensored look at the man behind the jersey, and it's got us hooked. And if you thought this was intense, stick around because the hockey world never sleeps. We've got more stories coming your way. So if you love this quick video about Jakub Voráček and this X exchange with this Aficionado guy, smash that like button, hit the subscribe, and ring the bell for more hockey chaos. Who's next? It's going to be a long off season, so drop your predictions below. Let's keep the conversation going. Until next time, don't forget to keep it high, keep it wide. We'll see you next time on HW Hockey.